For this video, I'll be using logos and pathos for my campaign. I believe these methods are effective in persuading our youth into having safer sex practices. And so without any further ado, let's talk about sex. This is an uncomfortable subject, but it is also extremely important. Did you know that Lubbock, Texas was ranked 3rd in the state for gonorrhea and 11th for chlamydia in 2015? The statistics are still rising today. And early sex education is key to combat these rates. And it starts from educating our youth on safer sex practices. The safest way to have sex is through abstinence, meaning not having any sex at all. But if you happen to have sex, using condoms can decrease your chances of catching any sexually transmitted infection or diseases, also known as STIs and STDs. But sex is not only limited to penetration. It can also extend to having oral sex. Using dental dams can decrease your chances of catching any STDs and STIs. Having safer sex can start with having more conversation about sex. Talking about sex with your parents, your teachers, and your sexual partners can be a start. By getting educated on safer sex practices, teens and young adults are more likely to practice safe sex when they become sexually active. Birth controls are great solutions to combat teen pregnancy. However, this does not protect you from having any HIV/AIDS, STDs, or any STIs. Getting regularly tested is a healthy part of practicing good sexual health because most symptoms won't show up until it is too late. But what if you are under the influence? Let's say that you were underage and drunk at a college party, and things were heating up between you and this one really hot guy. You both started to take off each other's clothes and had unprotected sex. 2 weeks later, you found out that you are pregnant and that your parents had kicked you out of their house for disappointing them. You are now forced to drop out of school to support yourself and your baby. Being under the influence can alter your motor skills as well as your thinking. And not only that drinking is illegal for minors, it can lead you to some very, very bad decisions. You might not want to get kicked out by your parents or pregnant while being unable to support yourself financially. And so, let's say that you have a time machine and is able to change these events. What would you do? First, you might want to put down that beer at that party. Second, you might only agree to have sex if you have your own condoms. Third, you might want to get tested for any sexually transmitted diseases or infections after the encounter. And lastly, if you are a girl, you might want to take a pregnancy test just to make sure. Safe sex education is key for having a better and healthier sex life. You might end up having sex, or if you are doing so already, having more information and being more educated on safer sex practices can only enhance your experience. Remember to use condoms, birth controls, be sober-minded, and get frequently tested for STDs and STIs and HIV/AIDS when you decide to become sexually active.